Korea's largest e-commerce platform, Coupang, has been slapped with a 140 billion won fine for using unfair search algorithms to boost sales of its own private label items. This marks the largest ever fine imposed on a domestic retailer. Coupang claims the allegation is irrelevant and plans to file an administrative litigation against the fine. What's behind financial regulators' bombshell decision and what impact would it have on markets and consumers? For some insights, we have regular commentator Jun-seok, Professor of Economics at the Catholic University of Korea. Professor Yang, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, how are you doing?
Oh, fine, thank you.
Yes, lovely. Well, the first question I would like to ask you is Korea's Fair Trade Commission says Coupang's manipulation of search results have prevented clients from making reasonable choices and hampered fair market competition. So tell us more about the Commission's decision and your thoughts, Professor.
Okay, well, the problem comes because Coupang is both a distributor, seller, and a producer of products. It holds a monopoly power as a distributor, holding the most powerful distribution network, that mainly through the internet, and it competes with many other producers who must also use Coupang's distribution network. Now, the Korean Fair Trade Commission, KFTC, is accusing Coupang of putting its private brand products first in the search queue, and customers search for products that they want to buy. And if the product comes up first because the Coupang private brand was the cheapest or the best quality, then there should be no problem. But KFTC is accusing Coupang of placing their own products first so that Coupang can get profits.
Yes.
Since customers tend to buy from the results at the head of the search queue, not only because it comes up first, but also because often customers believe that the search brings up the cheapest or the best quality products. Coupang can increase their profits by giving priority to products which earns Coupang the most money. Now, KFTC, as you said, has set penalties for Coupang at 140 billion won, about $101 million. Coupang has said that they will appeal, and they also said that the KFTC ruling may hinder further investment and force Coupang to stop overnight delivery, which was seen as Coupang threatening their customers to get what they want from the government. So there's a lot of problems that are coming up here. But also, due to the rise of so-called IT platforms in the internet, this type of problem is claiming more attention from the antitrust competition policy authorities around the world. U.S. Federal Trade Commission has been after Amazon, claiming that Amazon is misusing its monopoly power over the distribution network, and has gone after Amazon as well as other big tech companies which use their monopoly network to sell goods and services where they may have competitors producing these goods and services, but the big tech companies also have monopoly networks. EU competition policy authorities have shown similar concerns.
Similar concerns as well. As a consumer who uses Coupang every single day, this news is quite shocking indeed. The FTC says Coupang's algorithm unfairly boosted its own products, while Coupang argues that their product arrangements were sort of a standard practice. So, Professor Yang, what are the main issues at play?
Okay, well, the entire point comes down to whether Coupang placed their product in the front of the queue to prioritize customers' value and convenience, or whether they did it to prioritize Coupang's or affiliated firms' profits, causing loss to consumers. For example, if the prioritization took place purely on the basis of price and quality, and goods from other companies had a fair shot at putting their products at the head of the queue, KFTC would not have a case. But if priority was based on profits to Coupang so that it showed Coupang's private brand goods or goods of the affiliated companies first, despite the fact that other goods may be cheaper or of higher quality, then KFT has a very strong case. Now, the smoking gun for KFT seems to be that they have found evidence that since February 2019, Coupang had its employees write and register favorable reviews so that Coupang products would be placed at the head of the search queue. And since these reviews may not be honest reviews, they skewed the results. But others have pointed out that often Coupang's private brands are cheaper than the competitors, and Coupang has said that these reviews by their own employees were efforts at quality control, that these employees used and checked the quality of the goods that were up for sale. So it'll be up to the courts where each side will have to show whether the algorithm for the search placement is objective or skewed.
Objective or skewed, right. Well, the Fair Trade Commission has said the measure will help small and mid-sized companies and businesses by providing more opportunities for fair competition. But some argue, they claim that it may negatively impact the private brand market that has been expanding at a rapid pace, driven by rising consumer demand amid high inflation. In fact, their quality is quite significant indeed. So how do you gauge the possible impact on markets and consumers on this issue, Professor Yang?
Okay, well, because KFTC is involved, the issue of unfair trade is involved.
Right.
And the unfair trade component here is that products from other sellers, which may offer more value, may be placed far down the queue because the upper tier will be taken by Coupang products. But then that argument requires that the search algorithm unfairly favors Coupang products. But if Coupang's private brand product is truly the lowest price or the best quality product, then by forcing Coupang to place its private brand products lower in the queue, customers will end up buying products of lesser value, higher price, or lower quality. So one of the things that KFTC must prove is that Coupang has placed PB products at the head of the queue, despite the fact that these Coupang private brand goods may be higher priced or lower quality. And while KFTC has found evidence of reviews written by Coupang employees, it's less clear whether KFTC has found systematic examples of more expensive Coupang products placed at the head of the search queue. Further, private brands have received a lot of attention in the last 5 years for offering, as you said, quality products at a lesser price. Customers are concerned that KFTC suit may place dampers on private brand products, which are often produced and offered by large companies, large supermarket chains or convenience store chains, and often competes against products from small and medium-sized companies, which may be more expensive. So they're somewhat... And recently, there has been attempts by the government to block cheap imports coming from Chinese internet commerce companies, and there has been a lot of complaints that one of the reasons why the government tried to stop these cheap imports was because it was cheap. The government was trying to protect more expensive Korean goods, especially Korean goods that are made by SMEs. But in these days of high inflation and stagnant domestic economy, any attempt by the government, which seems like they're protecting producers with higher prices, are going to meet strong public resistance. So the government, the KFTC, really need to show that this is a case of unfair practices by Coupang rather than an attempt to protect inefficient small and medium-sized companies, which Korea has done in the past.
That's the question to ask. I think we also have to think about the foreign investment. Since Coupang is listed on the New York Stock Exchanges, I'm sure that foreign investors would have some second thought on that. So what's your take on this, and also on the broader impact on Korea's deregulation efforts to attract more foreign investment?
Well, in the last 10 years or so, I'm sorry to say that there has been so many instances of government blocking or interfering with the market that Coupang will just seem to become another example. Though the impact from Coupang may be weaker than some of the other cases in the past, because U.S. and EU are cracking down on these big tech companies and similar cases as well. The best case that KFTC can make would be to show that the algorithm was indeed unfair, and by punishing Coupang, it will increase opportunities for SMEs as well as customers to truly find best bargains. But in the U.S., antitrust laws have two types of penalties. Some crimes, most notably price collusion, where the competitors try to agree on a price, are deemed what's called per se illegal, which means that if you're convicted of price collusion, then you automatically get punished and penalized. But for other type of anti-competitive acts, whether it's a crime or not is judged by what's called a rule of reason, where the most important factor is it really harmful to consumers in the long run? And even if an act may be anti-competitive, if the act is beneficial to customers in the long run, it will be allowed. So if KFTC based its case purely on protecting inefficient SMEs, then foreign investors may look at government position as Korea will do anything to protect its own domestic firms, and that may cut down foreign investment, except maybe to the protected firms, whereas if KFTC really carried out its case based on consumer welfare, then they may look at this case as being same as any other competition policy, antitrust policy in advanced countries like U.S. and EU.
Yes, but I'm sure that I do believe that the government will provide more efficient and effective policies, strategies, methods for the companies and also the SMEs in the future. So what can we actually learn from other developing countries? You already mentioned this company. Reports indicate similar issues are also at the center of attention in the US, with Amazon over its sponsored product advertisements, or kind of a platform Amazon uses on this platform, right?
Right. So while the IT side is new, problem caused by a company owning a monopolistic distribution network while also making goods which are sold over that network has a relatively long history. First such legal case may be United States versus Paramount Movie Studios in 1948, where Paramount owned its own chain of theaters, and it was accused of favoring its own movies for showing in these theaters. And the end of that case showed that ended up where Paramount agreed to sell its theater chain, effectively separating the distribution network and goods production, or in this case, movie production. And such type of solution has been favored over the years. Even in Korea, the KEPCO, the Korean electric power company, partially separated generation from transmission and distribution during the 1990s, following a similar logic. But since 1980s, U.S. and EU has been more lenient in not separating production and distribution until the recent IT platform services. The recent strength of IT platform services acting as the largest distribution network has brought this problem back into the fore. The current head of U.S. Federal Trade Commission, Lina Khan, became the youngest U.S. cabinet minister at the age of 32 because she specialized and gained fame on the issue of IT distribution networks having these monopoly problems. Now, Amazon is perhaps the largest retail network in the United States, and it has been accused of doing similar things as Coupang, placing its own private brand products or affiliated company products first, where the Amazon received money from companies to place their product ahead in the search queue. And the problem becomes murky because often large physical supermarket chains in Korea, U.S., or Europe demand payments from companies to place goods at favored spots in the supermarket. So the reason that you see some goods very easily in supermarkets may not be because of accident, or it may not be because the product is really the best, but the company which makes these products paid the supermarket to place their products at the best locations. Now, U.S. Federal Trade Commission threatened to investigate Amazon for this. And as it often happens, the U.S., both sides agreed to sort of an agreement to stop some of these worst practices. If you search for a product at Amazon, then you will often notice that goods at the front of the queue is labeled a sponsored product. Mm-hmm. That means that the seller of this product has paid to place their product at the head or the upper part of the search queue. But they also have a label called Amazon's Choice, which often includes Amazon's private brand products. And these are the products that Amazon guarantees that it has good value, and it's based on a neutral and objective criteria and algorithm that if people are interested can check. And to prevent so-called review bombing by sellers or others, Amazon has safety mechanisms to determine whether there has an unusual number of favorable or unfavorable reviews by sellers or related parties. And it also asks customers to report suspicious reviews. And when Amazon makes reviews, they often include labels saying that the reviewer actually bought the product that's under review.
And that's very transparent indeed. The Amazon's Choice label in order to have some neutral and objective algorithm. I think it's kind of a good idea to apply these kind of system to our Korean companies' e-commerce platform. So there need to be some more discussions to find the common ground in the future, I guess, Professor Yang, right?
There needs to be a common ground, but right now the first step seems to be whether the Coupang algorithm that they're using right now is truly objective and neutral, or whether it's been skewed toward results that Coupang likes.
I have to do some investigation on that. Thank you so much for your coverage, Professor Jun-seok. Thank you so much. Have a marvelous day today.
Thank you.
If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.